Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ron, your host, and I'm welcoming you to my review of Deep Impact from 1998. This is a Paramount Pictures movie released through DreamWorks, so we're taking a look at the next DreamWorks movie. I had another movie lined up, but unfortunately that was a pilot to an episode of a show, so I decided to switch it and do Deep Impact instead. Now, Deep Impact is a disaster movie. It's noted to be directed by Mimi Leder, who also would go on to direct 2 years later, would go on to direct Haley Joel Osment in 2000's Pay It Forward. She did work with DreamWorks before that with The Peacemaker, which I do own that, and she would go on to direct a movie for Focus Features, The Basis of Sex, the story of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And that was the last movie she directed. So, yeah. Talk about a stacked cast in this. I'll try to go through what I know about this movie. So, the movie stars Robert Duvall, Tina Leone, Elijah Wood, Vanessa Redgrave, Max Monchel, Morgan Freeman. I can name you a few other ones. I'll just run you down some of them. We got Kurtwood Smith, Jon Favreau, Denise Crosby. We got, I think I did say James Cromwell. Did I say James Cromwell? No, James Cromwell is in this movie. He's actually on the front cover of the DVD. So we got that. We got Lily Subiniski, Blair Underwood. There's a stacked cast in this. That's all I know who's in this movie. So, aside from the stacked cast, what did I think of Deep Impact? This is a ton of fun. Let's talk about Deep Impact. So, let me read you the plot, or what is on the back. And so the plot reads, Oceans rise, cities fall, hope survives. That's the tagline. What would you do if you knew that in a handful of days, an enormous comet would collide with Earth and all its humanity could be annihilated? The countdown to doomsday is underway in this gut-wrenching, eye-opening blast of a movie experience with an all-star. Jeff Craig from City Second Preview said that. With an all-star cast that includes, I think I said this before, Robert Duvall, Tina Leone, Elijah Wood, Vanessa Redgrave, Max Monchel, Morgan Freeman. With the film's dynamic fusion of large-scale excitement and touching human-scale storyline, Deep Impact makes it impact felt in a big and unforgettable way. Yeah, this movie I feel has a lot of other movies combined. This movie has a little bit of Independence Day, a little bit of Apollo 13, and I forget the other one that it has. Many other disaster films that come on the way. But this movie, to me, is what Independence Day should have been. It's not supposed to take itself serious, but the thing about it is, let's go to Independence Day for a little bit. We did have a stacked cast in that, but we didn't really get to know those characters. They were totally all unlikable in the movie. Yes, even Will Smith felt unlikable in Independence Day. Deep Impact, I felt I liked these characters enough to say this was a ton of fun. I thought Morgan Freeman plays the president. Not to get too political, but this is basically Barack Obama before Obama. So this movie kind of predicted, because decades later, Obama would become the president of the United States. So Morgan Freeman would play, no one would ever thought we would get a black president. But this movie predates that. And to be honest, Morgan Freeman's so likable, I think this might be his best performance. Now, I covered Morgan Freeman in the 2 Bruce Almighty movies on the channel, so he's good in that. He's just such a likable president. Tina Leone plays a woman who works for MSNBC. So right off the bat at the beginning, her parents are divorced. Her mom is married to another person played by Vanessa Redgrave. Then she goes meets up with her dad, played by Maximilian Schell. So, yeah, he's basically there. Elijah Wood has a crush with Lily Subiniski, who her parents seem to like Elijah Wood a lot. Her mom is played by Star Trek TNG veteran Denise Crosby, who also played the mom in Stephen King's Pet Sematary. She's done a bunch of other ones. But she plays her character, she's a caring mother to Subiniski, who has a relationship. He eventually marries Subiniski, and yeah. Robert Duvall plays, then we go to Robert Duvall, who plays the head astronaut. And he's run by I believe 5 others. Jon Favreau, Blair Underwood. Yeah, I never saw anything else with Blair Underwood. The only other movie I've seen him in was Malibu's Most Wanted. So he's good in this. In fact, the whole cast is just good. For a little screen time, James Cromwell, for a little screen time, he gives a good performance. These characters are just so likable and just, it's not meant to be taken serious. Basically all this is a popcorn flick. You just take your brain out of there, put your brain aside, and have fun with this and enjoy the ride. So take your brain out, put it on the table, and have a fun ride. And that's what I feel with Deep Impact. I like this director a lot, so I'm sure. So I have The Peacemaker, and and I haven't watched that yet, but I will get to that soon. But yeah, this movie is just fun. Kurtwood Smith, yes, Red Foreman, plays the guy who's he's the master station guy that helps the astronauts go through, who's friends with Robert Duvall, who plays a man named Fish. So he's good buddies with him, and yeah, it's kind of cool to see Kurtwood Smith play such a nice guy. If you look at something like RoboCop, Dead Poets Society, that 70s show, every time I see him on screen, I'm just thinking, oh, that's Red Foreman. Red Foreman, I feel like Red Foreman, I'm just going to say Red Foreman because I have no idea what his name is in the movie, but he's so likable. All these characters you want to get to know. And the climax is just, I will say this, visual effects. Near the end of the movie, we see Elijah Wood's character. I can't think of his name, but Lily Sumniski, who I can't think of her name. Both those characters are riding a motorcycle. You see, like, as soon as they're riding, a comet literally just comes down like that, and she's looking like that while he's riding the motorcycle. It's a great shot. In fact, I think the comet, the space effects, the comet effects, I think when the comet shoots down, I think that looks really real than any other space film. If, like, let's go back to Independence Day again. Those effects were hokey. Those effects are just completely cheesy. Here, for 2025, I think they look pretty good. For 1998, they looked good. For 2025, I think they still look good. Also, it's noted to be actually produced by, this movie was produced by Steven Spielberg. It was produced by Richard D. Zanuck, who also produced another DreamWorks movie I covered on the channel, Road to Perdition. So, yeah, it's actually written by Michael Tonkin, and as I said, it's directed by Mimi Letter. I can see why the visual effects, Industrial Light and Magic, that's George Lucas's company, so you can tell the visuals are pretty good. Sometimes they don't look perfect, but I think the visuals, I believe the cinematography is really good. I'm trying to think, can't even pronounce the name, but also noted that this actually is, the James Horner score is really good too. It has that sort of Cocoon vibe where it's sentimental but also sincere with the soundtrack, with the score. So I tried to think of anything else. in the movie. It has a heartwarming ending. Again, like I said, I feel Morgan Freeman is just perfect to play the president, and he's just so much fun. The conversation with him and Leone, right off the very beginning of the movie, she goes and meets the president, and he just makes you feel more at home. And that's what I want when a person to play the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief. You want somebody who is likable. You don't want something that's so ignorant you're not even going to like him through the whole way through the film. Don't get me wrong, I've watched movies about presidents, and sometimes they can be nice, other times they can be complete jerks. I'm not going to get back into political stuff. I didn't want to make the video political for a movie that's a disaster picture, but I think I mentioned everything about this. I'm trying to think of anything else. The ending is really, it has a sentimental ending and a sincereness of what it is. You want to root for these characters at the end. It's kind of sad for what it is. The water effects, like I said near the end, are top notch. I think the effects are really good. It just depends upon what you're seeing on screen. We're supposed to suspense and disbelief. Movies are escapists. Movies are supposed to make you, movies are not real, basically. Also, I went on Wikipedia, and according to the Wikipedia site, the idea came from Paramount to do a remake of a movie called When Worlds Collide, which is sort of like the precursor to War of the Worlds. So they wanted to have that type of film, which is also interesting because DreamWorks would go on to do the remake to War of the Worlds. So I think I already mentioned everything about this. I don't want to make the video too long, but yeah, I think I already... Wait, is there any negatives? I'm going to say a couple negatives. One, I wish James Cromwell was in the movie more. Oh, I forgot to mention, Charles Martin Smith is in this as well. He's in the very beginning, just the beginning, and he dies in a car crash. That's it. I wish they had more screen time with him, plus Cromwell, who just talks to Leone's character by telling her, turn the cameras off and I'll start talking. And after that, we never seen him anymore. We don't know what happened to him. I mean, he's on the front cover of the DVD. I mean, that shows you. But, yeah, I think I mentioned everything about... So, yeah, I think that's it. So, yeah, at the end of the day, this is a pretty fun movie. I had a lot of fun with this, and yes, I'm going to recommend this. If you want a good disaster movie done right, Deep Impact is right up there. This is not going to, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not going on my 10 best list. It didn't quite make it on there. But I don't even know if it's going to be on the honorable mentions list. But again, you'll have to wait until the end of the year to find out. But yeah, so basically, as I said before, yes, I'm going to recommend this. Yes, this is a fun movie. As I said before, guys, it's a popcorn flick. It's not meant to be taken serious. And there's less space stuff in this. This is what I want in the movie. I shouldn't have to see a whole entire movie where characters are in space. I want them to be focusing on the side characters. This is less about the astronauts and more on the characters that are on the planet Earth, that are there. The whole point. I'm just tired of movies where characters are in space. I'm getting tired of space movies. There's some space moments, but most of the time it's on the other characters. I think that's all I'm going to say. But yes, I can recommend this. Yes, if you want to see a good disaster movie done right. If you, like me, and you weren't a fan of Independence Day, and you're kind of drawn off to a disaster film, this movie is so good. It's a ton of fun. Like I said, you just take your brain out. You just take your brain out, put your brain on the table, and have a fun ride. And have a good time on this ride. Or just have a fun time in general. I think that's all I'm going to say. So let's go ahead and rate it right now. I'm going to give Deep Impact a 4 out of 5. This was pretty easy to rate it a 4 out of 5. Because again, as I said before, it is a ton of fun. It's not a perfect movie, guys. Don't get me wrong. This is not a perfect movie. But if you want something that is just better and a hell of a lot of fun, this movie is right up there. Deep Impact is a good movie. Performances are great. Morgan Freeman is probably the best actor. This is like Oscar caliber performance. You feel bad for him. This is what a president should do. As I said before, this is what a president should be. For Morgan Freeman to play such a likable president who cares about the millions of people, that's the point of a president. A president is the commander-in-chief. He's like the main boss. He feels bad for them. And at the end of the day, as I said, guys, this is just a ton of fun. So, yeah, again, I'm not trying to be political, guys. I'm not trying to turn this into a political video based on a disaster film. That I'm talking about a disaster movie. But, yeah, check out Deep Impact. Good stuff. Ton of fun. I liked it. I look forward to seeing I'm looking forward to watch the other director's work, which is The Peacemaker, and maybe the Ruth Bader Ginsburg movie, which I don't have. I hope I can find that someday, because after watching this and Pay It Forward, I think I like this one better than Pay It Forward. So yeah, check out Deep Impact. Good stuff. So that's my review of Deep Impact. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content of the channel, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to get all my video notifications so you don't miss a single video on the channel. In addition to the Universal movie reviews, I also do vlog cities, collection updates, tons of stuff on the channel, lots to see on the channel. Head on over, check out what you get, check out what you see, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, and ring the bell. I'm also on Letterboxd, guys, so you can check me out as well. I post a ton of... I rate the movies before I go ahead and review them. Sorry I'm getting... As I said again, sorry I'm getting this late, guys. It's like really late at night. So I might be a little tired. I was supposed to have this video on... I was supposed to have the video on a Tuesday, but I'm recording on a Tuesday. You'll probably see this video on a Wednesday. We'll see. If I have plenty of time to get it out, maybe you might see it on Tuesday. You might see it on Wednesday. It just depends. So, yeah, check out Deep Impact. Check out Deep Impact. A fun popcorn film. So, yeah, that's it, guys. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.